thinking about the education system where first of all, it's an inclusive system. So when we cannot say one country that has everything. We cannot say one system that has everything, right? Precisely because education is an ever-changing exercise. It depends on the actors, it depends on who's there, and depends on what ideas and history they bring to the classroom, they bring to the school, and all of these factors play a role in how we envision, how we think about education. So in my utopian world, if you like, it's a system, or it's a place where people are feeling at home, where the journey from home to school is a smooth journey, where you don't have to jump hoops. The home and the school become almost, I wouldn't say synonymous, but they join efforts. They are two hands that are joining like this. So that's the first thing. The second, and in this first part, so the role of the parents, the role of the family, the role of the history, the role of culture, and all of these aspects, they play a direct role, and students' sense of identity as well. They play a direct role in how they function in schools. So that's the first thing. The second, which is really crucial for me, is the from the school's part, or the side of the school, if you like. So we have the home and the parents. They're joining efforts. So now the role of the school is, how do we welcome students? What kind of economy, what kind of hospitality? Are we hospitable enough? Are we welcoming students unconditionally, giving them our arms and say, welcome to the school, this is your school? So that sense of belonging is really crucial. So when I talk about the economy of hospitality, I'm talking about how teachers welcome the students in the class, giving that hug, giving that smile, giving that almost not necessarily becoming a parent, but more of hope producers. So that should be the role of the teachers, is the hope producers. Not to crush students' hope, but to enrich it, to enrich their vision, to enrich their sense of responsibility and citizenship and practice and so on and so forth. So in that sense, teachers are hope producers, not only not to crush it, but kind of making it's our both ethical and moral responsibility to make the students conscious of what they want. Really, that's ultimately what we want. We want people who think. We want people who are empathetic, not just sympathetic. People who have a large framework of knowledge, a large kind of network of ideas, and people who think critically. What is their role as citizen, as functioning a citizen in a democratic society? And ultimately, that's what we want. We want to produce people who not only have hope and hopes in the plural sense, but also people who can actually think about what they can do for their country, what they can do for their city, what they can do for their community. So that's the JFK kind of classic saying: think not what your country can do for you, but think what you can do for your country as well. So that's ultimately what we want. We want to produce people who feel at home in the schools, who are active, hardworking, functioning, intellectual in many ways, and who think. Ultimately, because that's the only thing that is going to stay constantly. Ideas change, but the ability to think stays all through. And that's the utopian. There are some countries who are actually doing that, including my own country, Canada, who are, and we are working really hard on that. Not everything is perfect, especially when it comes to First Nations and minorities and all of this, but people are still hopeful. They adamant, and they are creating a culture of success, a culture of hope, whereby people can see themselves as part of the school and can see their ideas and lives and stories as part of what it means to go to school. And this is why I want us to, if ultimately I want to do something, I want to bring education and schooling together. That's ultimately my hope, is to bring what the students and who they are and the histories and cultures and so on that they have into the block that we call the school and into the process of schooling.